What if there was no right or wrong? There was just the feeling and the energy and the flow through your day to really get to the point of what the truth is. That everything around you is not bad or good, right or wrong. It is, how am I feeling empowered? When I find those times where I just start feeling pushed down and these words and phrases or this feeling comes over my body, is that your real truth? That's my question for you today. Hi, my name is Rhonda Liebig. You're in the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show. We are here to really expel all these things that we can fall into the space of believing that we need to know the answer right now instead of allowing ourselves just to get out of the crud, get out from under the crud, stop being pushed down so that we can truly hear our authentic self. I got to tell you, our authentic self may not be what you think it is. If you start looking back at all your sabotages, your word and phrases that you say, we say 70 to 80,000 words to ourselves a day, subconsciously. That subconscious mind is flowing. It's a high percentage of the way that you interact with things that are going on. So what if you were able to break those sabotages by learning the strategies of knowing what your patterns are, the things that don't make you feel good, the things that you shame yourself with, that you think that you should be shaming yourself to. Say, I should be showing up like this. Why am I showing up like that? Oh, I'm so tired of trying to realign myself and try and, make all these goals because, this is who I am and I look and feel this small and I don't feel something that everybody else is talking about, that high vibe, feeling good, feeling positive, feeling motivated 100%. Isn't that a sabotage too? Today we're talking about in our pillar freedom. And why I'm bringing this up is because I believe that we need freedom, safety, and healing. And you may not be able to read this, but this plaque is so important when it comes to the conversation of how can we find freedom in our body, in our health, in our alignment, in our relationships, and everything, because everything tethers together. Today, we're talking about truth. But truth is tricky. And when we're doing this Rhonda Lou Moxy Show, it's all about being tenacious, but we can't get to our tenacious space if we can't break through those pillars of freedom, safety, and healing. But how can we break through it if the words and phrases in our head are just messing us up, but we can't find our way out of it? But what if I were to say we could? What if we took a deep breath in and just sat with ourselves for a moment? Or we talk to somebody so that we get an understanding of what we're saying to ourselves. Example, have you been talking to somebody and you just spew all this stuff, going back and forth with somebody, and when they leave out of the conversation, you go, wow, I didn't know I thought that negatively. Wow, I'm embarrassed. Should I have said that? Why am I saying that? That's not me. I'm a positive person. Why am I doing that? And then you just keep going down and down and down. And you start shaming yourself in a way that only you know how. The only way that you know how is the pain, the deepest pain that you ever felt when you were younger. You know that pain when anything happened that made you feel so small? That is the pain that keeps coming back to you, that pain that keeps beating you up. And you keep hearing yourself talk at yourself as if it's truth. But what if everybody was to hear what you were thinking? And I know this has to do with like us trying to keep ourselves in check and reset ourselves. But what if we're here to learn how to educate ourselves, to get better at communicating, to be able to have those skills that really we start loving on ourselves because we understand that we are not meant to beat ourselves down, to shame ourselves, to believe that we really are the person that shows up. Because what if we broke up all those patterns that are happening right now, that's happening in the subconscious, that's having you show up and interact the way that you do? What if you can calm your nervous system so you can be calm and breathe? What if? What's your truth? Do you want to break that truth that you're living in? Because that's really not true. The truth that you're living in is that your subconscious, 95%, 90% of what's rolling is how your nervous system is interacting with your world, to what your subconscious is doing. But what if you just stop everything? You say, here, wait, I just heard myself say that you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. And all of a sudden, you just start dropping. I just start dropping. And now my brain comes in, my heart is just like closed and I'm protecting myself. So all I can think is these words that are about like battle and protecting myself and protecting my heart, and that I can do it alone. I don't need to receive anything from anybody. And all those things that accumulate in our body, that can affect each organ in our body in a different way. I'll talk to you holistic right here and right now, even if I haven't before. I think I have been, but I'm going to say it straight up. If you are tearing yourself up and your mind is so smart that it's speaking to the body, and your body starts shutting down, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go get checked because there's something wrong with my body. But you never took a step back and noticed the accumulation and all the activity going on in the body, because your brain is at you. I hope you're following this. Your brain is at your body saying, you're dumb, you're not smart, you're this, you're that, you shouldn't have done this. Why'd you do that? All those things. Now your pancreas is going, your liver is working so hard, but your liver controls your whole hormone system. So now your hormone system is being disrupted, your nervous system is shaking, and your nervous system is like, I just want to hear what's going on, but it just keeps bouncing off of everything, because your nervous system is what makes you move. When you're calm, your nervous system says, I see you. I see you, the brain. Here, wait, brain. I don't think that is the truth. Maybe when I was younger, maybe I just picked something up and I thought that I was this or that. But what if I was able to take that out of my brain, release it out of my body of every single time that I was tearing myself up, and all those stories that were created since I was young, to be able to tear all those stories from my mid-50s to when I was younger, when something shifted. But I got to tell you, I don't want to blame anybody there, because we all make mistakes. So we're all affecting each other. But if you think about it, if you could take those stories out, if you could take all that negativity that's flowing in the body, that's accumulating in the body, you start realizing you're as sweet and lovable as you truly are. You notice how you have your best self and you're just feeling that rise of frequency. Everything seems easy. Everything's flowing. Your day is perfect. And you think, oh, I love when I have that perfect day. But it's not holding you accountable to wash away the stuff that's not working, that you could really have that day every day. But you fall down here because the subconscious is telling you things that just keep bringing you down, and your vibe is down. Now all of a sudden you're trying to run business, you're trying to have a good relationship, you want a relationship with your family, but you don't know how, because all you can see is the battle. All you can see is the battle within your business. And oh my God, I'm trying. And then you're down here again, instead of up here at the frequency where all is one. Whatever I say affects my body. The energy affects people around me, affects the push or the pull in my business, and affects the way that I show up. So today you have a choice. How do you want to show up? And the more that you start finding your truth and listening, the more you will love the person that you've always been. You start dissolving all the things in the past patterns that have been beating you up for so long. You really notice that you are more love than you thought you could ever be, but you thought that was kind of like not very tough to show your heart. your vulnerability. That's weak. Standing strong is masculine. And you start bulldozing on people and you start doing this, you start doing that, but you really are not doing anything except maybe getting things done, but at the brain level. What if you were able to open up your heart after breaking those sabotages, that mindset that's just overriding your whole system? You go, I want better health. I want to get motivated. When I start feeling like I'm going down, that I pull myself back up and I go, I see, how am I going to get out of that? And you start doing the work. Silence or meditation, music, walk, whatever's going to flip that for you. That's what you need to do to get to that higher frequency. So when you think, can I have another day like that? Well, it only happens a few times in your life. And it's like, that's a sabotage. Let me share a story with you. 16 years ago, I came home and I was working in corporate and I was doing CPA work. I didn't believe in myself, but I could do incredible stuff when I did believe in myself. The scenario that I put myself in was very challenging. I worked a lot of hours at a boss that was not very nice, in the way of, she just ignored me, gave me dirty looks, was irritated that I didn't know everything that she wanted me to. And I started believing that that's who I was. So I'd watch how my boss was treating me. And through experience, I thought, well, maybe that means you're in charge when you treat people not so nice, because it's my role in this life to start acting like I am the expert. And especially 16 years ago, this world was pretty much prove that you know. And the more you push on somebody, the more they will break and start listening, because they'll start believing or being afraid and listening to you instead of being open and vulnerable, which I didn't know how to do. I wanted to pull my boots up in my bootstraps. I didn't want people to help me. But how was I an efficient, effective manager? Because I didn't know how to love on somebody. I had somebody that was working for me. Oh my God, she performed so well. But as I spent time with her, I broke her down because I thought that's what I needed to do. And when people weren't showing up, I was so hard on them. So when I came home to start my health and wellness business, I started crying. And I looked at myself and I was like, I don't like that person. But what does this mean? Because I didn't have the skills yet of what I'm talking about right now. But I knew it was time to heal. And I was embarrassed, uncomfortable. But at some point, I was like, wow, what an experience that I had. And what am I learning from this? How was I showing up? How was I not using my voice to say, hey, listen to me. You're giving me dirty looks. I'm trying to figure this out so I can get in front of stuff instead of feel like I'm further and further behind, because I was feeling sorry for myself. I didn't understand that. I just wanted somebody to hold me, but I couldn't understand how to receive. I kept telling myself, pull yourself up, pull yourself up. You're weak. And whatever my subconscious stuff was doing. If you're showing up like that, send yourself lots of love. I want you to know the truth about yourself. Authentically how special you are. Because we all have so many special gems around us, but our patterns break us down. Find your truth. Give the experience to yourself that you need to have that breakthrough. Go find a coach. Keep listening to Rhonda Lou Moxy. I have a Monday energy activation class that you may want to activate your energy, your vitality, keep yourself moving along, but in a new way, to find your silence, to find that spot that's just like that sweet spot to be in the brain and say, hey, I got you. And to partner cohesively. If you want to be part of the Vitality Heart community, I welcome you in. But I welcome you into your day of truth. Where is your truth? It's not right here, right now. It's deeper than what you even know, what you could even see. If you are someone who likes to hang out with me, which I love hanging out with myself, and I love all these people I get to hang out with, you are a visionary. You can see the future, and the reason why you're not making it to what you can see is because you can really see way ahead. And you can give yourself a chance to quantum leap and get there. But first off, you have to know where you are right here and now to love on yourself. Where are you in the gap from the vision, the bigger vision that you see? And if you stop tearing yourself up and believing you should be there or that you never meet your goals, back it up in your vision and look at yourself, go deep, because you will get to there. But it'll keep moving because you're a visionary. So keep your visionary work going. Keep yourself elevating, grounded, and moving forward to receiving, to loving on others, to loving on yourself. This is the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show. Where is your truth? Where are your patterns that may be stopping you? Get yourself quiet. Find your truth, or the truth that it is right now. Namaste. I love you. Here and out, the Rhonda Lou Moxy Show. Appreciate you. Namaste.